Where'd it go? Hello, everybody. Give me just a second. We had somebody. There he is.
There we go.
The man, the myth, the legend. Thanks. Oh, wait till a few more people get in here, and then we'll get things going in full steam. All right. I think that's good enough, people. Tell a joke. Jake's career. Oh, I don't know. I think my mic was muted. But yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. Most of you know who I am at this point. My name is Justin Blake Weber. I am the co-creator and director of Power Rangers Rail Riders. And here with me today is my other co-creator and producer, Todd Walsh. Todd,
Welcome.
how
Hello.
are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I mean, that's a better question for you. Didn't you like just get home from work?
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally walked in the door and I ran him down and I was like, Todd, get the fuck on stream.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Beats the original plan.
Which was?
I was going to dress up as a crow
Shut up.
and interrupt your stream.
Jesus fucking Christ, Joe. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, so basically what we're doing today, everybody, we are going to be doing a full commentary on Power Rangers Rail Riders, the first episode. Um, from the people that, were the main creative driving forces behind it. I keep hearing myself in this fucking microphone. It's pissing me off.
At least you're not using your cell phone.
Yeah, fair enough. At least you sound okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to try switching my mic and see if that helps anything at all. God, I hope it does. Because I'm gonna snap if it doesn't. Let's go with not the Yeti. We're gonna go with the test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 testing. Oh, it's still here. Got a lot of feedback for some reason. I don't know why. All right, we're going back to the microphone. All right. So, like I said, basically what we're doing today is we're going to be going back through and we're going to be reviewing the entirety of episode 1, at least the YouTube version, because most of you should probably know at this point that we can't really watch the full version. Otherwise, YouTube will block this. And that already happened to my buddy Seth, and it didn't end well for him. So so we're gonna kick off with by mostly talking about what our ideas behind this were, because we got real fucking out of pocket this, didn't we, Todd?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys think you saw things in episode 1? Dear God, you have seen absolutely nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Um, so starting with Todd, because I know that you and we spent a lot of weeks working on like the jokes and the dialogue specifically. You want to tell people kind of what kind of stuff that we were pitching back and forth?
Um, Not really.
It was that bad.
um, we made our friends start drinking. Uh, when I got into the voice recording, um, he literally, I think, what took a bottle of tequila out and started drinking.
It was the guy who did all our sound engineering, the guy who does all our composing, who did all of our ADR for us, Jay Clark of Falling Sky Studios. That that poor son of a bitch had no idea what he was in for. And then we did Gem Paladins, which is relatively normal comparatively. And then we come over to this comedy season, and then he was literally sitting there looking at the footage for the first time and listening to some of the lines that we were coming up with, and he just sits there and he's just staring at the fucking screen for a minute. And without a word, he just gets up, walks off, goes upstairs, comes back with just a full bottle of fucking, I think it was like Jack or something, and just starts fucking hammering that shit back. He's like, I need a fucking drink if I'm gonna keep doing this.
By the way, he is in the chat.
I noticed. Hi, Jake. So, yeah, I guess I will pop this open. But yeah, we got pretty out of pocket with just this entire project. Like I said, what you guys have seen so far has been very, very calm. Oh my god.
Well, just they wait till episode 5.
Oh my god, episode 5. Yes, Jake, I know I still owe you Casamigos.
You'll get it.
One day. So, if you guys want to follow along with us and watch the full thing, there is a link in the description right now. So, we're going to kick this off with the theme song. 1, 2, 3, go.
All aboard, full steam ahead, fighting evil till the end, using just the power of the rail car. Power Rangers to the rescue, change your colors, save the day. Do the call from your conductor and keep the shadows at bay. All force pistons, railway manic, non-stop action, sound on 1, 2, 3, go! There's not a thing that we can't do. You'll be me and I'll be you. Let's go, Power Rangers. Rail Riders go, Rail Riders go. Save the world from devastation. Light the way with imagination. Let's go, Power Rangers. Rail Riders go, Rail Riders go. 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 Rail Riders go, Rail Riders go.
So, the amount of times I have listened to that fucking theme song for the amount of months before you guys ever heard it, because it came on August. Jake, when did you finish it? It was like around, God, I want to say you really you really gave me like a not like a completed version, but like a real good draft of it. I want to say back in like April or March or something like that. It was like months before anything ever came out. Like June. Oh shit, was it June? I thought it was earlier than that, honestly. No, it had to have been earlier. It had to have been earlier because we were still like pretty early into filming. Um, so yeah, that was a lot of months before you guys ever saw anything. We were sitting there listening to this thing just on full repeat for, oh my god, it was so long. And it just got so buried into the thick of our skulls to the point where I've heard Todd just running around the house, just singing it and humming it, and then he'll just be sitting there like, "God damn it, I didn't want to fuck up on this fucking song."
But I will say this. I have heard this song less than I heard Gem Paladins.
Yeah, you heard Gem Paladins quite a lot. Because I know Jake, he sent me the, he was smart the second time around, and he waited to send me what he really had until he had like lyrics attached to it, because I was like super critical with Gem Paladin. So like I wasn't I was super critical of it. I didn't really like, my brain couldn't like wrap its head around it until after I heard lyrics with it. Um, and I kept making all these notes and changing. I was like, oh, dude, this doesn't sound very good. It's just like, just wait. And then with Rail Rider, the first thing I ever heard was with lyrics, and I was immediately like, hey, even though I'm still very partial to Gem Paladins for my very own biased reasons. I'm curious for everybody here, which song do you prefer? Do you prefer Rail Riders or Gem Paladins? Personally, I'm biased. I say Gem Paladins. Todd, what do you prefer?
Might be Rail Riders.
You traitors, fuck.
Oh, wait until Mega Gear, man.
They weren't supposed to hear that yet. They weren't supposed to hear that yet. But yeah, that song. Honestly, the video didn't take me very long to edit, but like the song, so freaking long. Let's keep going. This fun fact: this scene right here was the thing that I originally came up with when conceptualizing Red Riders. When I first started writing the script, this was the scene. It like immediately popped into my brain. I was like, I know how I gotta open this. Like, I got this pretty much exactly the way I wanted to, minus two details. One, I wanted it to be like pitch black at night, which we really tried to do, but we couldn't really do it because of lighting reasons. And I wanted fire. I wanted like smoldering fire, and I might totally do it for episode 5 to have a little fire in front of it. What's his face?
Charlie? Charlie?
Charlie!
Wake up! Come on. Not here! Charlotte!
So that's a detail I'm surprised not many people have caught on to when it calls for Charlotte. Especially for like what comes in her first proper scene.
Did we win? Did we win?
You clearly did not win.
I can tell you right now, we didn't.
Faye, are you okay? I'm okay. Has anyone seen Gus?
Now, this part was actually really funny because I don't know if we had this written into the script or if this was an idea that we came up with on set, where it was just going to be like, because I always thought it'd be really funny, like see like tiny Jenna carrying massive, big old Barbara, and then she just ditches him, and he has to hobble because like he's clearly one of the most banged up, like he can't even walk, and she just ditches him. And I always thought that was really fun. I can't remember, Todd, did we have that in the script originally or no? Or was that?
I think we always had it been, she carried him. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
But I don't know. I don't remember if she like ditches him.
I need to really look back at the script because honestly, I feel like it was a Barbaro decision. Like I feel like he pitched it to me, but I don't remember. Because normally Barbaro has like really funny idea, like little moments like that for like background stuff that we usually include. I think that might have been one of them, but I'm not 110% sure. But I think it still worked. That was funny. Rolls up.
I finally found the one I've been looking for!
Oh my god, hold on. Okay, so this fucking shot right here technically took us like a month to do. Todd, you remember? Yeah, you remember.
Yep.
You want to regale the story?
No.
Basically, we tried to shoot this specific scene like 5 times. We kept tacking it on to the end of our days because we wanted it to be later in the day. And somehow we always ended up running out of time. And the one day we could actually do it, we forgot the gun. And I was so frustrated.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, it was that day. We were sitting there, we're scrambling for looking for it. Like I sent Lynn to try and track it down. She couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, "There's no way. There's no possible way." And I'm sitting there, I'm sifting through everything. I was like, "No, no, 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 no." And then I looked at everybody and I was like, "We got to come back for like the 4th or 5th time." And they all looked at me like, "Oh, we're gonna strangle you so hard, Justin." Everybody wanted to kill me that day. And then we finally got to do it. We had to like barrel through this whole scene. We had to rush through it because it was getting super, super late. Sun was already going down. People had to get the hell out of there. And we were like, we've rescheduled this thing so many times. We can't keep pushing it back. So somehow we managed to like just pull it together and make it happen.
We have to thank the Beach Boys for that.
The Beach Boys, that's right. There was the stadium that was playing like way off in the distance, and the Beach Boys were playing, and you could hear them like blasting. Thankfully, we didn't really pick it up. I can't remember if it was I think it was Was it Terry or Richard that was on sound that day? I feel like it was Richard.
It was Richard.
Yeah, it was Richard. Yeah, he somehow managed to like key all that out on set. I had to do nothing in post for it. It was. God bless you, Richard. God bless you.
I finally found the one I've been looking for
that reason. Every time I watch it. Sentai footage.
Imagination. The power that makes dreams into reality.
We have an entire
Everyone is born with
parody version of this whole monologue right here that
I
I recorded, that Todd wrote and I like recorded just to have the timing of it. And a lot of it was just sitting there like, look at this imagination. You can tell this is Japanese footage. Look at those Japanese kids. Because it's so obviously Sentai footage once people really know about it. Like, hold on, even that kid right there, the kid kicking the soccer ball. It's Japan. It just says Japan.
See
that kid?
Nothing than to silence it.
The girl in the purple there is actually Lynn. She was our TPA for Rail Rider. She was basically our fairy godmother throughout that entire spread. Like, whenever we talk about like some of our favorite crew members, Lynn comes up frequently. And that's actually Henry, our stunt coordinator, and his wife, and their newborn baby. They just said, like, hey, can we bring the baby? Can she be in it? And I was like, yeah, of course. Okay. This sound was disturbingly easier to find than you would think. Just a room full of crying children. I'm a little bit disturbed.
In an instant, the whole world froze. The people taken. The shadow line took over.
So, as much as I love this shot right here, it kind of bothers me because I didn't notice this until after I already picked it out. There's like a bunch of people like right over there. Just right there. In the bottom right hand corner. They're moving around too. I'm surprised nobody's pointed that out. I was really expecting somebody to at some point. Nothing. It just goes to show how much we can actually get away with. And boy howdy, do we get away with some stuff.
Line took over.
Focus.
But there are still some left whose imagination burns. Only they can save the world.
That fucking truck.
Hello? Hello? Free ice cream.
So, fun fact. This whole wall building thing right behind them. Like, we came back like a week after to finish the rest of our stuff, and this whole thing was just gone. Like, this is actually where Gus's first fight happens, is right there. But the entire building's just gone. It's just like a construction zone and a fence. It looks like a completely different spot. And it kind of like originally I really wanted this to be like to be phase spot. I thought it would have looked a lot better, especially being in with like the stairs and all that, and then we were gonna have Gus's fight happen just around the corner where that truck was. Because that's the big reason why we came back to do it. We were waiting for that freaking truck to go, but it was there like all day. Thankfully, it didn't cause any issues on the day, but it was kind of an obstacle, which was really annoying. Todd, I can remember, were you in this scene?
I think I was running around doing errands.
Were you? I couldn't remember because I'm trying to remember who's in this. I know Mark, Henry. I think Jay was in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Jay over there behind the pillar. I want to say that's actually Armand behind. Yeah, I think the guy in the front is Mark. I think behind him is. I think that's Armand, but I don't remember. That's Henry. Oh boy, I've seen this one.
Yeah, I'm in this shot. I know that.
Yeah. We filmed in a lot of cities, but mostly we filmed in like Metro Detroit, so like Detroit, Ann Arbor, where it
On your feet, you sorry excuse for a man.
No, just trying to catch my breath before I put them in their place.
Yeah, right.
The audio for this scene was such a bitch to edit because the walls and everything just made everything bouncing around to this massive echo. There was a freaking generator going every single day we were there. Oh, yeah, that whole thing. This is everything in this alley. Audio wise, absolute nightmare to edit. I'm surprised it came out as good as it did. I think I could have still edited it better. Realistically, it probably couldn't. I don't think it could have been recorded better. Like, I think Terry and Richard did the absolute best anybody possibly could. But yeah, just like getting to it, it was freaking hated this shit so much. Something else I found funny that again nobody's pointed out is Ryan's not even there. Like, we literally just had some pros huddled together for this next shot here. And just start, approaching at nothing. And then here comes Faye. This is another. Yeah, this one was probably the hardest in terms of audio and edit. This is really bad.
Yeah, I remember.
Whoa, easy.
Don't sneak up on people like that.
I didn't know you were gonna jump that bad.
Well, to be fair, everybody in your town just vanished. She's walking around alone. What did you expect her to do? Shake your hand? Like my brother in Christ, what was there ever going to be another option? Were you expecting? I mean, granted, yeah, you probably weren't expecting her to flip you, but for her not to freak out, you don't.
You're the first person I've seen.
I saw two more back there, but they were being attacked.
By what?
I don't know, but they didn't look friendly.
Well, let's get out of here then.
Okay, just let me grab my bag.
Let's go!
Just got a fresh Rob in the bag.
Can I go home now?
No, and get it together. Who said you're allowed to quit?
Me.
The script.
I'm quitting.
Hate guys like you.
What guys?
Soft-handed corporate bootlickers who probably don't even spell mud.
I'm dyslexic.
Stu got a name?
It's San. Just call me San.
So a lot of people keep asking me why we did that little bit right there. Like the whole dyslexia bit and why we had him like stutter his name out. And the main reason behind that is because I wasn't gonna let the white guy have run around with a super Japanese name. That seemed a little bit problematic to me, but I let all the cast choose their own names. And here comes Ryan with the name Sanzoku, and I'm like, shit. Okay, no, you're being called San. You're gonna live with it. So like the character's legal name is Sanzoku, and then I gotta have to work that in to make it a little less ridiculous as to like why he never gets called his full name through pretty much the entire series, except for like one or two instances. But my kind of always headcanon for like why his name is that, like, he's clearly a very, very Caucasian man. And everyone's like, well, is he like half Japanese? No, he's pretty. Ryan's pretty white. I always just make up the joke that his parents were like mega weebs, so that's why he has an anime name.
Good. It would suck to die with a complete stranger.
What do you mean? We went to school together.
Oh, I don't remember you at all.
I remember you. You're Charlotte.
You? No, only my family calls me that.
Then what do I call you?
Referencing back to when Marcus called her Charlotte in the first scene. I thought that was a really good little bit of foreshadowing. I'm surprised nobody caught on to that.
Bring it on, you dapper dicks!
Probably my favorite line in the entire episode is "Bring it on, you dapper dicks." I remember when I originally pitched it to you, Todd. I thought we were both sitting there, just like, yeah, that is the most Charlie fucking line that could probably ever come out of her mouth. I'm curious.
The least Power Ranger line possible.
That is the most PG-13 Power Rangers line possible. I'm curious, is there any particular lines out of the first episode that like really stand out to you, like, or anything like particularly later on that you want to say for?
I like the damper dicks. Man, all the other lines come from like episode 3, 4, and 5.
Especially 5. But like from 1.
I have to think about that.
I mean, we still got like more than half the episode to go, so we can.
Yeah. I'll be like, I'll know it.
Gus's little moment, because among everybody, in terms of just like straight like performance karate, yeah, Zach's the best among us. Zach's really freaking good. So I gotta have to give his badass fighter moment.
I tried, and she wouldn't let me.
I saw you guys getting attacked earlier. I'm sorry I didn't stop to help.
You still came. That's what matters.
But I tried to run away.
Hey,
The one person Charlie's actually nice to is Faye.
These guys and go home.
I was super intentional about that.
Can step back. We don't want these guys laying hand on you.
That's what I'm talking about, Suit! Oh, God.
I think the original line there was supposed to be she's gonna call him Suitsan. I remember you vetoed that one. That's what I'm talking about, Suitsan.
Oh, what's up, guys? We doing the swing toss thing?
Man, there's a couple shots out of this scene that had to get cut, and I'm still very upset about it. Like the one with the cube. And here comes Min, the smallest crow.
Oh, we're playing punchies. Bet.
I don't know what it is about the next clothesline. I think it's just like my favorite play. That's interesting. My bad. He's just so play. He gets him by accident. He just has to apologize. Hold on. Was this the shot where Jay got a black eye?
I think so.
I think it was, because there's BTS with like a photo on our Instagram where Jay, who was one of our ADs, who was this crow right here, got a black eye, and I'm pretty confident it was from this specific shot. I don't know if it was from this take, but I know it was from this shot. What's that, Matt? This is actually Barbara and Ronda right here. bumping him. Yeah, for the entire first episode, since Barbara wasn't in it, he was crowed up the entire time. That was you, wasn't it? Who just got spin kicked in the face?
Yeah.
No, I can't remember. He almost made contact a few times, didn't he?
Yeah, he hit me, I think, twice.
Damn.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I remember like you were like we were having trouble with that timing. You kept going down like really late most of the time. We kept having to tell you like get closer, and then like I managed to like cheat the shot enough, and then I think we only ended up having like one really good take of that, but it looked really good. Damn, had to give him his comment. So low.
There's Lorenzo in his orange shoes.
Well, that was you just punched him in the face, right? And there goes Barbara, right in there. Oh dear, I've seen this movie.
I like this one. I like this line here because it comes from the Sentai.
Yeah, I agree. I wish we could have done what we wanted to with the Sentai footage before I just kind of threw up my hands and just left it in, which was, for those of you who've seen the full version and wonder like why Kagura was still in there, originally it was going to be Jenna doing like an 80s workout video, but we ran out of time. So I just said, screw it, leave it in. I know I'm going to get questions about it, but it's such a random little moment. I don't think it's going to kill the viewing experience, which is why I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to throw up my hands and say, screw it. Oh, that was you, wasn't it? You just got...
I'm the one getting multiple punches in the face.
Yeah. I was actually really impressed with Jenna on this fight because this was her first fight, and her and Michelle received the least amount of training because they came in fairly late, especially Michelle. She came in like, what was it, like 2, 3, 4, like, not maybe like one training day. Jenna, she was there for a little while, but she didn't get as much training with us. I think all in all, I think she only was able to get to like 4, like it was less than half a dozen. But she picked up really fast, especially with her kicks.
Yeah.
Like her jump kicks and whatnot. She kept running. Like this look at, I was like, dude, it actually looks really freaking good. She kept second guessing herself, and I kept having to reassure her, like, no, trust me, it looks good. I'm actually curious, Todd. Among these 5 first fights, which one is your favorite? Both from like a visual perspective and having been a crow.
I gotta go with Zach's. I like Zach's fight there. Both when he pops in and then when the second fight.
Yeah.
I like Jenna's fight. I think it was. I want to say who threw Barbaro literally like into.
That was Ryan. So that was
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, that was a really cool shot. I think among all of them, like individuals, the spin kick was probably my favorite move in the entire thing. But that
Yeah, right here.
This right here. Yeah, freaking Barbaro just went full send into that freaking I think it was like a power like conductor generator, whatever it was. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, my dude went full send into that thing and took it like an absolute champ. We did that like I want to say it was like 5 or 6 times, and he did not complain once. He was just like, "Yeah, let's get a good shot." And I was like,
And I'm sitting here going, "Do you need anything? Do you need anything? Do you need
Yeah.
anything?"
Yeah, Barbara was trooper. I just kinda wish there was something I could have added right here as, like, a little in between because it felt a little weird, but, like, I couldn't think of anything. Originally, Armand's fight was supposed to be right before this, like, it was supposed to be structured differently, um, but it felt weird to go from, like, they're doing the things, and then it was supposed to originally be Zach's fight first, um, but it felt weird to go from, like, fight, and then the lull with the whole, like, gag bit with Armand, and then back to a fight, and then back to this. It killed the pacing as opposed to just having all the fights together so that I didn't really have anything to transition with, and it's one of those editing things that I wish I could have done something different with, but, I live with it.
You guys look like you're having a.
Oh, and hold on. No, we know what this is. The orange shoes!
Yeah.
We told everybody, wear black shoes.
Well, see, I forgot to tell people in the memo because we needed people right away. So I'm like making calls, be like, "Can you come? Can you come?" And I just totally forgot to tell people, don't just wear black shoes.
Yeah, because he came in, like, you called him, like, same, and he was there within a couple hours.
Yeah.
But I think it was him and Eileen that showed up, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they just kind of flew in. She just happened to be wearing black shoes. He came with bright orange shoes, and we're just sitting there like, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, I'm gonna have to frame up and just hope nobody notices. Again, it's such a small detail.
Yeah.
It's one you won't notice unless you're looking for it. But Lorenzo, you and your orange freaking shoes, man. You and your orange freaking shoes.
You guys look like you're having a lot of fun. Cool if I get in?
Yeah,
all
sure.
the crushes, all the
Do
stuff,
whatever you
and
want,
look, and they're
big
just
guy.
like, we're also curious who this man is. This is another transition I freaking hate. Because I originally had a different take of this that just didn't work quite as well. Where like the Rangers were like in the background, like Ryan and Jenna were back there, but this was the only usable take because just like how it flowed into the next shot. So that always kind of bugged me.
What's up? I'm Ricky.
And you may call me the conductor.
Whoa, that was weird.
Did everyone else just see that? This train rode up on no tracks.
It's so pretty.
This, my new friends, is the Rainbow Line.
Okay, apparently where is the train? That's freaking weird. I must have uploaded an older version. Screw it. You all know the train's supposed to be there. Yeah, this is what the shot originally looked like.
Locomotive. Your crew has been carefully chosen to cross the collective threshold and combat the creatures that have
and I
catapulted
had to
your lives
re-export it because the train got deleted somehow.
Like what just happened down there.
But yeah, this is what the shot was originally supposed to look like, and we didn't get a clean plate.
You will continue
so
to see
poor Seth had to go in and had to like
rotoscope
the whole thing in, and it was an entire process. It was an entire thing.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. Do I need to remind you they just blew up a city?
Yeah, to show you guys like what we were working with to edit in a freaking train.
What?
Let's let Mr. Conductor Man
Use
finish
your
what he's
imagination
saying.
and think the train's
Continue.
Thank you.
Believe in the
young
show
man.
and imagination. You've
Now
already
listen
seen the train
carefully,
before.
as I only wish to say this once and would prefer not to be derailed.
Ha ha ha.
You possess a particular power that will prevent you from perishing and instead prevail.
I was dead set on alliteration.
What is it?
There. I was like, he's got to have alliteration.
Imagination.
I originally was going to have the conductor speak an alliteration for the entire thing, and then I kind of opted out of it.
So what do they want?
Would have made the dialogue too much too difficult. This is where we might get taken down.
Ragdoll, tell me, why is the new station not done?
Milady,
We're working as fast as we can. We've even collected all of the town's children to harvest the souls.
Please work quicker. I don't like to be kept waiting.
I adore the music that Jake put to this, and I think he really liked it too because he made a separate video, an OST that he just put up on his channel, Falling Sky Studios, that was just this music for the villains because it sounds so just creepy and Halloween-like, and it really fits the vibe, and I love it. Oh, it's up tomorrow? I thought it was already up for some reason. Yeah. Well, I was wrong.
Mama, I'm so bored. Can I please go outside?
So people wonder why we kept
Please go
making the train
outside.
Nazi jokes. Can I just point to Exhibit A? It's a little more subtle compared to what comes later, but there's so many shots that are like this throughout the entire series of Tokuger, and people kept asking me, like, how are you going to make them into Nazis? This is how. Because the iconography is there. And we thought, you know what would be funny? Let's make fun of Nazis. But one thing, one line we were very careful never to cross. We make fun of Nazis so many times throughout this series because, fuck Nazis. They're fucking pieces of shit. We made very carefully sure to never make any Holocaust jokes. Todd really wanted to make a few.
So did you. Don't pull this on me. do not just say me. You wanted to make them too.
I did, but you came up way more than I did. So many Holocaust jokes that we were like, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. But we do have like just a random list of unused jokes. We're just sitting here like, this would cross a line. This would cross a line. That would cross the line.
We're going to cross the line on episode 5.
Oh, no, we could have crossed a much harder line. Oh, dear God. We would have been like, oh, my God. I genuinely believe we're going to get canceled for that episode. But if we had gone with half of the shit we originally came up with, we would have been buried.
Oh, Greta, please hold on a little longer. Mama is preparing a playground for you as we speak.
Madame Noir, it is far too soon to be using the stations as her playgrounds.
Yes, for all those who keep asking, the suit is in Dino Fury. The suit originally came from Tokuger. It is not Void Queen. It is Madame Noir. Just go with it. We had this planned. We had this cut together, the Sentai footage cut together, like a year before Void Queen was ever announced to be in Dino Fury. So you just go with it. Power Rangers use monster suits. I don't know how many times. Just use your imagination.
And we do address this.
What is more important is
Oh yeah, no. I'm still very proud with what we did with that. And it's amazing.
expanding the Shadow Line's reach. So that way me awakens the Emperor.
Berenstein, don't forget that Greta will one day become the Emperor, so maintaining her happiness is within the best interest of both.
They're on the move.
So I remember you and I went back and forth a lot with what we wanted to do with Greta and Schwartz's relationship. Like, I really kept saying that I wanted them to be like a father, surrogate father-daughter type of relationship. You were like romantic, and we butted heads against that.
Yeah.
For I think it was like a solid 2 months before we just kind of came up with something that was more like kind of in the middle, where you could interpret it either way, but we never make any direct statements. Like, she is very clearly got the hots for him. Like, it's very freaking obvious. Schwartz, it's very it's not reciprocated. To To him, it's father-daughter. To her, it's like, Schwartz, I want you to gobble my bullshit. Which Jake, when he saw Greta's suit for the first time, that's all he fixated on. Was just like, why are there balls on her chin? He was so fixated on it. And it was hilarious, his reactions every time he saw it. Because like he never got over it. Every time she popped up, oh, it's the ball chins. Oh, it's the ball. Oh, it's purple balls. Oh my god, it's that one again. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
The forces of the Shadow Line are capturing towns and turning them into their evil shadow bases. They won't rest until the entire world has been taken.
Is that what happened to our town? Was it turned into a shadow base?
I'm afraid so. But you
How
can
can you
save
look her in the eyes? You don't, you look her in the balls.
by becoming the Rail Rider Power Rangers.
You know what? What else could it have been?
I love this line
Why
too.
not spandex-clad superheroes? Just seems like the most logical choice for fighting evil alien train Nazis.
Or are they evil interdimensional trained Nazis?
I'm a little curious to know what it is now, too.
Technically neither, but let's say interdimensional for the sake of ease.
This briefcase caused so many issues for you guys in post-production. I thought it was fine. We never got any comments on it, but it bothered the shit out of you guys. But I personally, just the design of the suitcase, I think really worked out really well. Like I was able to get that sticker printed super last minute, and I think it adds so much life to this one little prop. But it's what happens right after that you were sitting there like it was you and it was Holly that were sitting, dude, what? No, that doesn't make sense. And I'm just like, Power Ranger logic, y'all. Been saying it for 2 years. Just run with Power Ranger logic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the issue was that you had Zach had his morpher already. That was the problem before this scene.
Yeah, but it didn't. The pacing of it didn't really work. Otherwise, like it wouldn't have made any sense for like he starts handing these morphers out and then all of a sudden he has to just spin around and give them these morphers. It would have killed the pacing.
Yeah.
So it was like, do we sacrifice pacing or do we sacrifice a slight continuity hiccup? I went with a continuity hiccup.
And you made the right call.
No thanks.
But
this is one of my favorite jokes in this whole fucking
I don't like blue.
You're wearing blue, though.
Laundry day, it's all I had left.
What color do you like?
I like red.
Poor Ryan. He got to be the Red Ranger for 5 seconds. And I remember when we started like releasing these behind the scenes photos, everyone wondering why is red wearing blue and why is blue wearing a red tie? And I was like, we're building up to this one joke that I am genuinely surprised no official series has ever done before, because it's like it's right there. But like if it was gonna be in any, it had to be this one. But yeah, I thought it was funny because it's especially ironic because for those of you who are on last week, Ryan Sanzuku, his favorite color is red, and Armand, his favorite color is blue. So they're both like, man, yeah, like I kind of wish I was casted as the Red Ranger. I kind of wish I was casted as the Blue Ranger. You were for 5 seconds. But I think I stand by like individually, like they fit their roles way better. Like Ryan fits Son way better than he would fit Marcus. Armand fits Marcus. He is Marcus to me. Like Marcus is Armand, just less vulgar. I couldn't see anybody else in either of those roles. Like Armand, especially, I couldn't have seen him playing, you know, the soft spoken, nerdy business type man, the Blue Ranger, and I couldn't see Ryan playing overconfident, you know, jockish, dumbass Marcus. It wouldn't have fit.
Can I have the pink one? I always wanted to be the Pink Ranger.
This line was actually originally written for Jada. She was gonna be pink.
Yeah, I'm not big on green. You cool if we...
The time for transfers is over.
Like the background.
From here on in, you are the Rail Rider Rangers.
Ricky the Red Rail Rider Ranger. It's got a nice ring to it.
Ricky the Red Rail. No one can pronounce that.
Ricky the Red Rail Rider Ranger. Not that hard.
Easy. Ricky the Red Rail Rider Ranger.
Ricky the Red Rail Rider Ranger.
Do you have a middle name or something?
Marcus.
He goes by Marcus, everyone.
So for everyone who keeps asking us, is his name Ricky or Marcus? His middle name, he goes by Marcus. It is in the theme song, Marcus. So like I said before, we give all the actors the opportunity to pick their own character names. Armand went with Marcus, but I was already really dead set on having it being an R name for that exact reason. But I forgot to bring this up to him when he picked his name. So he picked Marcus, and then I told him about this joke, and then I was like, well, what if we added this little joke, which Ricky the Red Rail Rider Ranger, nobody can pronounce it, and one of them's just like, change it. You change it right now.
Prepare yourselves!
For what?
Prepare to be called.
Keep running them!
We're gonna die! This is gonna be fun!
So fun fact, Todd was originally gonna play Ragdoll.
Are those kids on that
I
train?
originally wanted him to play Ragdoll, and then we thought of another role that was like 20 times better that doesn't pop up till way later in, and then we got him to play Ragdoll. Yeah. And I think that was probably the best decision we could have made. This whole scene was completely rearranged.
You want to
Wait,
step
you
too
got kicked
far,
out of?
Ragdoll. Kids
Yeah.
are off limits.
Okay, so here's a story about this location. So originally, you can see the train way back there in the distance, in between red and blue. And we were originally going to film on this giant train crossing yard that was right back there. It was like 100 feet away. And as we rolled up on the day, it was who is it? It was me, you, and who else? Was it Michelle?
I think so.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm walking with the camera. Todd's walking with the bin of wardrobe. Michelle's just walking with us because she was the first one to show up. And we're going to get set up. And there's this little building right there. And I genuinely didn't think anyone was going to be there because I shot there a couple times now and never had an issue. And we're walking by, and then all of a sudden this guy like pokes his head out. He's just sitting there. Hey, what you guys doing? Making a movie. Well, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why? Well, it's called trespassing. Oh, fuck. Yeah, just like you go just go somewhere I can't see you. And I don't give a shit. And I was like, can we go over there, which is like right behind, which is like right back there behind them? And he's just like, no, get the fuck out of here. And then everyone starts showing up, and I'm having to call them, and I'm like, yo, we got a huge problem. We just got kicked out of the location, and we're about to start shooting. And we're sitting there, we're trying to find a new spot. And then it started to rain. So I dispatched Todd, and I think it was Kristen, and I told them both, like, hey, go find us a new spot to shoot now. Like now. and it's piss pouring rain. We can't find anything. We finally eventually find this spot right here. We got off on a way late start because right after this we were supposed to go down and shoot in the alley. So like the shot where it was the four of them minus Marcus. Actually, all those shots that took place in the alley with the four of them and Marcus, where it was all of them in a group, all were shot right after this. And it was late, it was raining, it was just this was a bitch of a day. And then we realized like we are technically like straddling the property of where we just got kicked out of for like almost trespassing. And then we realized, well, there's a no trespassing sign right there. There wasn't any on the side that we came in on. So we're like, okay, so long as we don't go past that line as much as I want to, because there's train tracks and there's trains, and it looked really good. It would look absolutely perfect for what we wanted. It would obviously it matches our Sentai footage so well. Yeah, that was a rough day. Wasn't even our roughest.
Think I care? They're mine! Let me show you what level 2 crows look like.
Level 2 crows. I got away with explaining how they
these guys
exactly
again?
look different.
They look different.
Everyone listen. The only way we beat this guy is if we work together as a team. And imagine with everything we've got that we'll win.
The most Red Ranger first episode speech you could imagine.
Let's do this. For our home.
I really loved everybody's performance in the scene. Like, in terms of the first episode, performance-wise, this was the episode where everyone just came in and crushed it.
For peace.
Let's do it.
They just crushed it in general.
It's morphin' time.
What's that?
They crushed it in general.
Oh yeah, they did. But just in terms of this first episode, I think this was where everybody like gelled so perfectly. But it was also like I think the first time where all of them got to perform together at one time. Like up until now, like everyone's been in separate shots, separate moments. Like we've shot oh, this half of the train, this half of the train later, and then we shot parts in the alley, and this and that. Everyone was pretty separate for the most part. This is the first time everyone was like together, and I think that's a big reason why it, why it works so well. All these VFX were done by Tom Brown Studios. He's a freaking legend.
Full steam!
And look how amazing. Look how freaking close to that. This whole morphing sequence went so much better than just now.
Rail Rider 1, red. Rail Rider 2, blue.
Rail Rider 3, yellow.
Rail Rider 4, green.
Rail Rider 5, pink.
We can see victory. Power Rangers, Rail Riders. Let's ride.
And this is where it gets cut off for YouTube. And they almost left it at that, but Todd convinced me to put the last chunk in. And originally, actually, I had it flipped as to what Sentai footage I was going to use, because that scene that we just watched with the shadow line was actually blocked too, but the one that ended up in the YouTube version currently was not for some reason. So I love Michelle's face here. She looks, but yeah, that's the whole reason why we ended up having to put the first bit of the villains at the end there like that, because that footage got blocked. I was very upset. But this chunk didn't. So I put it in there and then I popped in this right after.
Congratulations on your first victory. Now there's only 1,437 more stations to go.
the most talked about moment in the entire show, the entire episode.
But it's okay. It's still for kids.
It's not for kids anymore. This is PG.
Come on, guys. We get to say Power Rangers.
Not according to YouTube.
Okay, so that sound right there at the very end
Come on,
of the
guys.
crashing.
We get to say Power Rangers.
That was not added in. That was real. There was a chair that was sitting there. You can see it in later episodes that was chilling there. And I told Jenna, like, hey, like I think I put Zach and somebody else behind the chair to like catch them. And I said, Jenna, I need you to just go full send into Armand. I need you to linebacker him. Just take him down. The chair and Zach will catch you. And then they crashed. And the legs of the chair just went, and it was amazing. Like there's BTS footage of it. Oh, it is the funniest freaking thing ever. And it was probably my favorite moment shooting in the train. Just because of how messy that whole thing got. But yeah, the gun, Todd, that was like one thing you were like adamant about adding. Like you came up to me and it's like I came up with the whole like, you know, they're very depressed about all this, and then you just like walked in. Remind me how you pitched it to me again. Like pitch it to me again.
I honestly don't remember.
I remember you walked in and you were just like, I got it. Have one of them, make it be blue. You know, just pulls out the gun.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
I want people to hear what your thought process was with this. Like, I want to hear them. I want to give them a taste of what your pitches look like.
Man, you're gonna put me on the spot. I have to think about that. I was just mostly I come in there. You get that brain blast like you get from Jimmy Neutron.
You get a lot of those, and they're usually when you get those brain blasts, they're hilarious.
And I'm just like, what if you hate doing this? What is your reaction? You know, you hate your job, you make suicide jokes. I mean,
but he like almost does it. And I was really like, you just walked in, you're just like, hold on a minute. He walks in, loads in the train, and instantly I was just like, I know where you're going with this. And then you just like, you pantomime the whole thing. You're just like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. That's fucked up. We need to add it. And right then, I was sold. I was set on it. I remember like I think we almost didn't add it because we were like, maybe this is a little bit too dark, and that you brought up to me the whole like, well, if we do this, YouTube won't be able to say it's for kids.
Well, we were wrong.
No, this hasn't got marked for kids. Gem Paladins did.
Well, yeah, but I thought this became kids.
Nope.
I thought we got the email.
Nope.
I swear you did.
Nope, that's Gem Paladins. Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now. It's still good. The comments are still there.
Oh.
Yeah,
I swear we had a
blockade against it.
Yeah, we were gonna fight it.
No, that was Gem Paladins. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Like, it took a year. Over a year. And they finally came out and said, we think this is for kids. So yeah, that adding the so if anyone wants to know like why is this so much more messed up this time around, it was mostly birthed from the fact that we're just tired of YouTube marking us for kids when these are not made for kids. Like, yeah, it's Power Rangers, but it's not made. This iteration is not made for children. So we're like, all right, Rail Riders, we're going full send with it. We're holding nothing back in terms of just like the dark comedy, the dark jokes. Things go screwy. Like, especially, is it episode 3? Is episode 3 the train strap on?
Yes.
Yes. Because people keep asking me, like, are we including that? Oh, yeah, of course we're including. We almost didn't. Almost didn't.
And it was mostly because of footage. Like we couldn't get it. We couldn't get it to work with the script.
Yeah, but we found a way. Super last minute. Like it technically was never written into the script. We went through. We added extra lines. We cast the monster. When we were on set, one of our last days, we just had everybody like record their lines through the shotgun mic, versus coming into the studio again, because they all only had like one or two lines, and Armand still had to record some, so we just did it with him there, and it was just super convenient. But yeah, that almost didn't make it in. I'm so happy we did it. I'm so happy. Yeah, Todd, what's your favorite scene? What's your favorite moment of episode 1?
I think it's the episode everyone is talking about. It's that final part. They're on the train, and the conductor just says, "Yeah, you got to keep doing this
for a while."
Yeah. Just Ryan pulling out the gun, Green dropping the glass, Jenna attacking, Armand.
I think timing wise, everything worked really well, because like I specifically instructed everyone, your cue is that glass. Which actually they're all plastic. It was funny is like, again, that sound was real. That particular take, which just happened to be the best one of all, the plastic hit the ground, it just shattered. And I was just like, how? Because we did it like 5 different times. It was on that last take where it finally broke, and just everything, the timing, the pacing, the performances, Jenna's like just absolute fucking mental breakdown. Ryan's pacing for just how he did everything. His little sniffles, just Zach was not breaking eye contact for a single second. It just worked. It was amazing. And then you have Dale with this smarmy fucking look. He's just sitting there like, yeah, you're not done. He's just got this the shitting, the grin that eats all shit.
I love that grin. Dale alone, I think, is definitely one of the key players. I mean, I knew that we had the right guy when we did the audition, and I said, you got to say the word, that one word.
Just that one. Hold on, I can find it. I can find it again. And this was the thing that made us cast him, because we were dead set. Like who was ever in this role has to nail this line.
Imagination!
And I said, you have to nail this line to be the conductor. And Dale comes in, and I read with him, and he does it, and I'm just like a tear came to my eye. And I remember you were like standing outside, and I was like, Todd.
Yeah, I had to hear it.
Yeah, and I clicked mute. He just looks at me. He's just like, no, give him the role right now. So I hopped back in the call, and I was like, yeah, no, dude, that was all I need to see. Here are the shooting dates. You start. We're gonna do a fitting for you in a few weeks. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody else could have played the conductor.
Oh yeah,
especially after hearing that. Nobody. I remember before we considered Dale. Who was it that you wanted again?
Was it Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy Scott.
Yeah, I was thinking Jeremy, and our one guy, he did sound for us every once in a while.
Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Willman. But I remember Jeremy was a really big contender, and the only reason I was hesitant was because he lived so far away, and I was like, we're gonna be doing a lot of shooting days. I don't know if he's gonna like even if he's willing to, is he gonna be able to? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
And we're gonna there's a particular other role that we're really excited for him to play.
That's a future season, though. Not within Rail Riders. Jeremy Scott. We have a very specific role where, like, again, it can't be anybody else. It has to be Jeremy.
Yeah.
But that's still a whiles down the road.
Oh yeah.
I remember when like you pitched me that idea, like of like what to do with that character, and then you said, "I know exactly who it needs to be. It needs to be Jeremy." And I just looked at you and I said, "Oh my gosh, you're right."
And if you're curious, about his work, check out Sicarius.
Yeah, Curious on our channel. It was an older film that we did a couple years ago. It was before COVID. But yeah, we were pretty. I'm surprised that film never did better. Honestly, it only ever did a few hundred views. But that was back when we were a lot smaller. I still think that was pretty great. And then we were going to do Gotham City Sirens, and he was playing the Riddler. And I still have old takes of him playing the Riddler, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so obviously like this is your favorite moment. Is there any like full scene that is just like, this is my favorite, just like everything's working together?
I think it's the fight scene. I do like where they pick up Armand, the crows pick him up and they throw him, and it's like, oh, we're gonna play punchies. But I think that whole fight scene in general, that beginning fight scene with everybody, just sets the tone for every character. It sets the tone for the show.
I agree, and I think everyone's characters really worked well, and it really painted a very clear picture of who everybody is. I think Marcus and Fang especially, like a lot of their personality shines through during the fight. And then like you got Charlie, a lot of hers comes mostly from that interaction with San. And I remember like when I wrote her, my direct inspiration, my direct idea for it was, I want you to be like, I want, like, in your childhood, you heard the man make a man out of you from Mulan, and you took it the completely wrong way. And so she's like this hyper masculine, like everyone's gotta be manly. If you're a man, you gotta be a man kind of character. Which kind of goes a little bit into what she like was originally supposed to be in the Sentai, but then they kind of like drop it. It's fucking weird. But yeah. I'm curious, who's your favorite character?
Well, I like Green.
I'm a little bit surprised actually.
And I think with Green, I think the reason why I like him is just he's the type of guy just like he doesn't want to be there.
He does not want to be there.
And I love that. Like this is now his job. He's like, yeah, I don't want to be here.
He has no other option.
And then I think I gotta go with him, the conductor.
Yeah.
And then obviously Marcus.
Yeah.
And yes, Ryan, I love your character as well, but
as much as I love Marcus, I gotta say about Charlie is probably my favorite character. It's just like she doesn't have like a lot of story importance throughout the series, and I always wish I could have given her more. But like just characterization wise, and like how she develops subtly throughout the whole thing, and Michelle's performance, Charlie's probably my favorite, followed by Marcus. But of course, like I love Faye, I love the conductor. We got Scott himself in the chat, and he's just like, I see how it is.
Yeah. We do have one question from the chat. What's your inspiration to do these types of projects?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So essentially, how the whole thing started was it was back when Ryu Soldier or Dino 3 first got announced, when they said we're skipping over all these seasons and we're just going to go right to doing Ryu Soldier. And we were sitting there, Todd and I, and we're just like, man, that really sucks that a lot of really good seasons are getting skipped, especially Lupin Ranger, which had just finished at the time. Hello, Len. You missed us glazing over you for the second stream in a row. So yeah, we thought like, man, Lupin Ranger will really sad this is getting skipped over. It's such an amazing season. And then I started seeing like fan morph videos, and I came to Todd and I was like, yo, what if we like did this? Would that be we should like do this, like something like this, go with Lupin Ranger. And he's like, yeah, that sounds cool. And we put a small cast together, and we were gonna do like just a small little fan morph video. And then I went up to Todd again. I was like, hey, so what if we added like a fight scene behind it, like a live fight scene, and then transitions into a Sentai fight? And then he started pitching to me, and then I started pitching more like, hey, what if we added like some lines, maybe a little bit of a story? And he just looked at me like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're letting the kid be too out of hand. But he let me get it. And then eventually he starts pitching to me like all these really big ideas, really fucking cool to do for a Lupin Ranger. And eventually we're sitting there, we're like, yo, we got like a mini series on our hands. We should do this. And then we started planning for it. We had a cast, and we had a rough ballpark as to like what we were going to do and when we were going to do it. But things were starting to get like really out of hand really fast. Like it got announced like through other
before we even had a script.
Huh?
We announced this before there was even a script, and
well, that's the thing. We didn't announce it; somebody else did, and we're sitting there like,
no, you started telling people the cast.
I started telling people. I started telling my friends, and my friends started letting the cat out of the bag, and then it started getting really big. And I'm like, "Fuck, okay, here's the cast," because I felt pressured to do so, and then it's like I kept messing up and I kept doing things I shouldn't have done. You kept telling me not to do it. I was like, I think we should. And I didn't listen to you, and eventually it got just way too out of hand, way too fast, and we couldn't put the genie back in the bottle. And
then COVID hit.
And then freaking COVID hit. And we're like, so we gotta. Oh crap! Thank God, now we have a reason to sideline the project. I mean, oh no, COVID. I guess we gotta shelve the project. Darn gee whiz! Oh, thank fucking God.
And then we just decided to let's take this a little bit. Let's make it smaller, make it easier. And that's, the idea behind Gen Paladins. Yeah. And then we have this one, Rail Riders, which was, let's go off the walls bonkers.
Yeah, because we picked Gen Paladins originally because when we decided to like pull the project off the shelf, Resoldier had just finished. Cure Major was now kicking off. We really liked Cure Major, and we were like, let's just use the most recently completed one. I think it would just make the most sense. And that's why we picked Jump Out. Like there was no other reason other than it was just the most recently completed. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, okay, so we'll do this, we'll see how it works, and then we'll start working our way back. So you were very adamant about saying like, yeah, we put this thing out before we put anything else in stone. So you're like, yeah, if Gen Paladins doesn't do well, we keep our fucking mouths shut about every other project we're doing. We call it a one and done, and then we just wipe our hands clean and walk away. And then Gen Paladins did way beyond expectation. And so we're like, okay, so we'll plan to announce the next one, and then it did even better than because we originally were like, yeah, if it does like this well, we'll announce the next one, and then it did like twice as well. No, it did like 4 times as well. Because I think you originally said you wanted to see like 10,000 views and hit like 40K. The theme song hit like a 400, like hit almost 500,000. And I looked at you and I was like, we've got a lot of the third cast will want to like, get it out there as well. Can we? And eventually, I peer pressured you into letting me announce both of them back to back. Originally, it was supposed to be Zhuo Beast Hunters was supposed to be number 2. And then Shenanigans, and then Rail Riders was supposed to be the 3rd season. Then Shenanigans happened, and the cast wasn't ready, so I called up the Rail Riders cast. And I was like, "Yo, you guys are active duty. You're next in line." And they're like, "Okay." So we flipped them pretty last minute. Like I still remember that conversation. Like it was me, you, and Jay on the phone. We were sitting. That was the night when your car broke down. We heard all the gunshots in the distance.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was that night. We were just sitting there. We're trying to figure all this out, and we made the call.
Yeah,
and it was like I think. How long between like making that decision and announcing was it? It wasn't that long.
I think it was probably a month.
Was it a month? Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about a month after making that call, we announced everything, Rail Riders, Beast Hunters. So yeah. And then so Beast Hunters. So the original plan is I wanted to be like, Jen Paladin sets the stage, then we amp it up just a little bit with Beast Hunters, and then Rail Riders. We were just gonna go all out bananas, just straight up bonkers. And then things got switched around, and then we're now doing Rail Riders, and we're doing the bonker stuff first, and then Beast Hunters is gonna be a lot more serious. Which double-edged sword, like I feel like. I kind of still wish we had gotten that progression in terms of like how we were going to do these through doing it in that order. But at the same time, like, Tokyo's 10th anniversary is going to be coming up next year. It's a very, everyone wanted to see the season. It really was. We did actually release this at probably the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think personally, because I asked you the same question, like what favorite scene, favorite moment. I think my favorite scene is actually the opening, and that's only because one, I know what comes right after this. 2, it's the shot, it's the scene that like set the whole stage for the entire project in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Visually, except for like a couple of shots that are just a little bit too dark, like this one. I wish we got like a bounce in there or something to like brighten up a little bit, because he's totally washed out in shadow. But like visually, I think cinematography wise, I don't want to sit here and like pat myself on the back, but I think I nailed this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the cinematography was done by myself, especially for episode 1. Was done by myself and Trevor Redford, and then a lot of the shots in the alley, Anthony Womack flew in to help out. Like a lot of like this shot right here was Anthony. That was me. I think a lot of this was Trevor. So it was really a group effort, especially in this first chunk between the 3 of us. I think I shot pretty much all the fight scenes. I'm very happy with where it landed visually. I think it's not. I stand by. I'm not as good as Sean. It didn't come out as good as Gem Paladins, but I still think like just overall visually, this whole thing turned out really well. Especially like I'm surprised like how good the train scenes looked, because this thing took us what? How long did this train take us to build?
2 to 3 months.
I think it was like 3 because we finished in March. We
Yeah.
finished like 2 days before we were supposed to shoot.
Yeah, there was a couple things that we had to take out a lot just because of budget.
Like the pew.
Yeah, the pew, the floor.
Fucking floor.
I'm still.
The
If
ceiling.
I didn't have to go on vacation, I would have had a floor.
Yeah. The ceiling. The moving door. This door was originally supposed to move, and then that didn't go as well as we thought it would.
Yeah, the one of the parts didn't. It got attached to the wall, or not even get attached to the wall, but it was like hitting the wall, so we couldn't move the door. And then there was a problem with one of the gears. Then it came too heavy.
Yeah, the door was pretty fucking heavy.
Like
whenever that door was closed, we were basically locked in there.
Yeah. That was actually a big thing that I had an issue with, just like in case something happens.
I had it set up to where like if we ever needed to just get the fuck out of there, it was super easy for us just to bust those walls down.
Oh yeah, that too. But I mean, still,
yeah, it was a little bit of a safety concern. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That lighting was tough, especially like on the first day, because this was all shot on the second day. We shot episode 2's train scene on the first day, and it was super rushed. I did not give the lighting team near enough time as they needed to, so we actually ended up having to go back and reshoot the entire thing for day 1. Lighting these green screens on the windows was an absolute nightmare. We decided to go about just in ways we shouldn't have. Like we had the plexiglass. Instead of having normal just green pieces of paper stuck to it, like we ended up doing eventually, we had like an actual green screen hide behind there. We kept having to like move around, and it was just a lot of bad decisions made, mostly on my part. And Todd kept trying to talk me out of it, and I kept saying, "No, it'll work, it'll be fine."
No one likes to listen to me.
Yeah, and look what happens. It makes life harder. Yeah. For the next episode, you can use every episode's already shot. We are not using the typewriter monster, unfortunately. All our monsters are already picked out. Everything's already recorded. Everything's edited. So we are pretty firmly locked into what we have. But yeah, I think overall though, episode 1 came out well.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy with what eventually we landed on. I think the rest of the series is going to be even better. I'm especially excited for when we get to like episode 5, 4, when things really hit that fan hard.
Oh, I'm excited for 5.
I know why you're excited for 5. That one line.
Which one?
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it because I think it's too funny.
There's the fight scene too.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But we all know which one you prefer. And it's the one in the castle. I swear to God, if you don't put that down, if you ever have to sign something, just be like, Todd Walsh, penetrate me.
Oh, I'm planning to.
Or just, goddamn, that's hot.
I'm not gonna lie. I without spoiling anything, I might get the costume and try to cosplay that character.
Sick fuck. You sick fuck. I'm so excited to finally get to say like what it is. But I'm gonna wait until we get closer to that episode.
Oh yeah, I know where.
Because I feel like it doesn't make any sense for us to like announce it now and then not show it off for what's probably going to be another like 8 to 10, like another like 8 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, this did really well. We're on a fast track to hitting our first 100,000. It's been out for less than 10 days.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
By my projection, it will hit 100,000 views before its first 2 weeks. In my opinion, that is phenomenal.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you all so much. All your love, all your support. You are the reason why we do this. We quite literally could not do it without all the viewership and support, and we know it's just going to keep getting bigger and badder from here on in. And right now, it's looking like we're on a pretty good track, pun intended, for to keep our schedule that I originally planned for, which was every 2 months. So like episode 2 should come out in December. Episode 3 should come out in February. Episode 4 should come out in April, around my birthday. And episode 5 will come out hopefully around June. And then 2 months later, we'll Beast Hunters theme song. 2 months after that in October, Beast Hunters episode 1. So, big plans for the future. Beast Hunters is yet to go into production. It's going to go in production this February, along with the Mysterious Season 4. And then after that, we're probably going to take a little bit of a break to do some other stuff. Maybe some stuff involving Gem Paladins. And then we're going to kick off with Season 5. And that's going to get nuts. You think Rail Riders is going to get nuts? Nope. But, that's a ways down the line. And just keep supporting us in the meantime. Support the Patreon. Help us make more of these in the meantime. And we will promise to continue making them until the end of our projected timeline, because we do have an ending point to this eventually. But for right now, we're still pretty early in. We still appreciate all the support and love, guys. But we're going to end it off there. Todd, do you have any closing statements, words, anything you want to say to the peoples?
Yeah, well, thank you for watching. We're going to be at Youmacon.
We are going to be at Youmacon. We're
going to have 4 panels.
Todd, what are those panels?
We have the Rail Riders panel, which was at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
4:30 to 6.
Okay. Then we have How to Make a Fan Film, which is at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
That one's from 9:30 to 11. That one's an 18+ panel. We're going to be doing a very fun, dramatic reading of a script. It's the whole reason this thing has to be listed as 18+. We're going to be doing a dramatic reading of an Aquaman fan film that was so fucked up. Barbaro said no to it.
And that takes, it takes a lot. Barbara usually will say yes to a lot of things. So
will say yes to almost anything. And this coming from the guy who looks like Jason Momoa, who wants to play Aquaman at some point, he looked at this and said, "Absolutely not." And we knew in writing it, he was gonna say no.
Yeah,
because it was that wild. But now we're gonna do a dramatic reading live on stage at 9:30 this coming Saturday.
And then Sunday we have the History of Power Rangers.
30 minutes Power Rangers at 9 a.m.
Yeah, 9 a.m. and then followed by, we're going to end the day with Gem Paladins, 10:30.
Yep. The core 5 back together after it's been over a year.
Yeah, this will be the first time, I think, Pink.
Yeah, Pink and Green.
Pink and Green will be there together.
Making their con debut along with the Rail Riders. Save for Michelle, she couldn't make it. Her and Miranda have gigs that day, unfortunately, so they were not able to come.
But yeah, we'll have a big announcement, maybe,
perhaps,
at Rail Riders.
Yeah. I thought, or are we doing it at Rail Riders, or are we doing it at Gem Paladins?
We'll have to talk about that. Maybe we'll have announcement for both of them.
Maybe it could be something to do with Beast Hunters.
Maybe we'll have something to announce at each panel. Hint, hint.
Wink, wink. Nudge,
Please
nudge.
come. We need friends.
We need people to come. Or if you want to hear those announcements earlier, again, Patreon's up right now. It's going to be in the description. A lot of those are now currently up. So if you want to go sign up right now, you can get an early look. And you can also get an early look at episode 2 of the now locked cut of Power Rangers Rail Riders episode 2.
And we're there'll be some big announcements coming.
A lot of big shit.
So, because it's not going to just be we're adapting Sentai. We have a short series coming up.
Oh, yes. Are we announcing that at Youmacon?
No, we're not going to announce that at Youmacon, but We could. That'd be a nice announcement.
That would be. I think we could totally do it at 30 year at History of Power Rangers panel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Let's talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much once again.
Yep.
We'll see you guys in episode 2 or the next stream, whichever comes first. Or come meet us at CinemaCon. We love you all.
Yep.
Full
Have a
steam.
nice day, guys.